Troopers and grinders. It's Hank the Tank, and it's finally time for another pay-per-view edition of Preview and Picks. What the hell was that? Preview. Oh, wait, no. Preview and Picks. Yay! Woo! Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. Vinny, mini, money, mo. Hank the Tank's doing the preview and picks. UFC 323. Rob the Wild Wheelie taking on at 135 Peter Yan. 135 for the challenger, Peter versus the machine, Rob the Wild Wheelie. The Baba BB. Hey, thank you, Two Smelly Fingers. There's the one, and there's the two. The two smelly from the Two Smelly Fingers. Everything was up my ass. The fingers were up my ass. Wow. Fantastic, Two Smelly. Well, the pay-per-view's fastly approaching, and we didn't have MMA for an entire week, and it sucked donkey balls. But it's finally back. We got some regional scenes as well. We got the main shaboodle from the UFC. How's it hanging, broski? It's hanging all right. It's hanging from a cliff. It's hanging from a cliff, Two Smelly Fingers. And in that case, I wouldn't need two smelly fingers. I'd need my two hands to keep myself up and use all the strength I'd have in my body to lift myself all the way up. You know what I'm saying? If I'm hanging from a cliff, I got to do whatever the hell I can. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm randomly pulling this, and I don't know where I just got that allegory from. But it's hanging all right. It's hanging all right. It's hanging precariously from a building. So it's great. Yeah, we got some good fights to break down. Honestly, not too many upsets I can find here, which might be a bit of a spoiler for what my predictions end up being. But yeah, man, there are lots of cards where even during, prediction tournaments where there's money on the line, I try all these plays and, have faith in all these underdogs. But this one, man, I can't. I tell you, it's very hard to go against the grain in this case. But I mean, I haven't tried. I've given up. I have submitted to the favorites for this card, and I'm damn proud of it. All right, I put fucking time and effort into all this shit, and I'm in the Mecca finale. We'll see if that bites me in the ass. It probably will, but I just can't come to some penultimate reasons why I would pick some of the underdogs on this thing. I just can't. The logic is too sound for so many of these. So it forces my hand. Troopers and grinders. I had to go with my brain and not my heart. I tried so many times. Where do you rate this card? I'd give it like a 7. I'd give it a 7. Like, it's got some fun fights that make me want to tune in. It's got some somewhat evenly contested matchups. Some good name value at the very end on the main card. But a lot of washes, too. A lot of fights where it's like, okay, did this need to happen? Seemed pretty one-sided to me. I mean, the most competitive fights we got, the most coin flip fights are on the prelims, in my opinion. But early prelims and then main card, it's like, well, I'd have to be sort of an idiot to go the other way here, I'm stoked for the Gaethje fight. The Gaethje fight isn't on this card, Two Smelly Fingers. The Gaethje fight is on a different pay-per-view entirely. I'm stoked for the Gaethje fight, too. Him versus Pimblett, I've called for that fight since, what was it? Gaethje lost to Max and then Patty Pimblett beat, oh God, Bobby Green. I've been like, dude, that's a great matchup. Either him or Hooker. And after he beat Chandler, after he destroyed Chandler, I was just like, Gaethje's the next step. Gaethje makes a lot of sense. That's a fun competitive fight. I know, just saying. I see. All right. Well, we're focused on UFC 323, two smelly fingers. So keep those fingers out of your ass. They're affecting your brain process. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Got to be careful, man. Got to be careful. Got to keep it on the topic at hand, or else you get a paddling. You speak out of turn, that's a paddling. You bring up a topic that's somewhat related but not entirely related to what I'm talking about, that's a paddling. You got it? Aye, Captain. Yeah, aye, with two dots. You got me? All right. But anyway, yeah, it's a fun card. There are a few fights on the main card and on the prelims that have got me interested. That got me put my chin perked up. But for the most part, it's sort of one-sided affairs if you know the fighters. You know? It just feels like it, you know? Like, especially as you just keep going through it. Main card aside from the main event, those are all just sort of paint by numbers. Like, oh, I know this fighter is shit, that he's washed. Oh, I know this fighter is still good, and this guy has none of this. Oh, I know that this one's 3 rounds instead of 5. So pretty easy to call there, you know? And I'm spoiling what I'm going to say on the main card, but my point is that there is a sound logic to everything. One-Eyed Kang is here. The One-Eyed Kang. What did they call that guy in in True Detective? Yellow Kang. They call him the Yellow Kang, man. He's a One-Eyed Kang. Got it taken out with laser eye surgery. He's killing them all, man. Yellow Kang, you live forever, man. What's the most money you ever made betting on a fight? I don't bet. I don't bet, Sunbird and Sage. I mean, the most money I technically ever made was on what the hell? What was the event? It would involve Belgarui. Belgarui, Baba Booey. Baba Booey. What was the last card? It was, which fight night was it? Oh, DeRitter versus Allen. Yeah, I guess technically I made money on DeRitter versus Allen because the winner of the Mecca ended up sharing some of their winnings with me. So that's pretty much it. But I've tried. I've been like, oh man, maybe I'll try once. I'll try once to bet on these fights. But I tried. I couldn't do it. The websites were always convoluted, and betting is not allowed in the state of California. So, yellow King, because I'm an Asian samurai. Algorithm Slayer. Thank you. Not gonna lie, I'm sick of Merab. I hope he loses his belt. I'm not sick of Merab. I think Merab is just getting better and better as time goes on. He rocked Corey Sandhagen and almost finished him. So you can't say, oh, he's just a crotch sniffer, man. Oh, he's just a lame ass guy, man. When he's fucking rocking Corey and almost putting him out. Like, he's a fighting champion. He's making these fights competitive, Shay. Yeah, and he's going to be the champion forever, Shay. Yeah, and he's going to destroy all the competition, Shay. But I've seen his overall game improve. I pray daily for Merab to get slept. Too bad Yan isn't the one to do it. Merab is entertaining at times. At least Too Smelly acknowledges it. It's his arrogance for me. Merab's arrogant when fighters like Ilya, Islam, Kamzat, fucking, who else? Oh, no. Valentina Shevchenko. when Ian Gary exists, Merab is nowhere near arrogant, in my opinion. I think he's validated. I think Umar was an arrogant prick to him, and Merab humbled him and showed him levels. His arrogance is nothing compared to the fucking Dagestanis. Sorry, those guys think they're born to win belts. He let Merab be champion while he was a number one contender for like a year. So his arrogance is not bad. Most arrogant fighter tier list. Good idea. That's a good idea. That's a good idea, Two Smelly Fingers. I might have to do a tier list Tuesday. Yeah, I might have to. Yeah, there are worse, but just win and keep your head down. He's fun, man. He's fun. It's fun. I love it when they do that shit. It's fun. I mean, the kissing part I don't exactly like, but everything else is fine. Oh God. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into the card and the predictions. Let's start the interview. You changed your name though, from Vanilla Ice. How come? Never changed my name. Lies. What about O'Shea Jackson? O'Shea Jackson was the name that my mama gave me. Cut! You see, there was the wonderful phrase by Robbie Burns, and it went, "Ooh, the tangled webs we weave. When first we practice to deceive." Who? Robbie Burns, a Scottish poet. With your friends, I would pretend to like them. But on the car ride home, when I'm taking notes to myself, I'd admit I didn't like them. But on the other hand, if you were to meet Robbie Burns and whatever the hell his name is, you'd say, you know what? They're fun. All right, we got our first fight. Sorry, just got into Jiminy Glick mode and just had to keep going. Oh God, Rex Harrison. That's right. All right, so the first fight we have on the early prelims between Muhammad Naimov and Myron Santos, and this one's he's a moderate favorite, but I don't know why. Naimov isn't bad. He only lost to Felipe Lima. Beat Bogdan Grad. That is not a good look that he beat him by decision. But I gotta take Santos here by decision. He looked excellent in his striking against Sadiq Youssef. Francis Marshall, I get it was a split, but Marshall was a pressure fighter all up in Santos's face, making it a brawl for 3 rounds. Naimov does not make it a brawl. He's very tentative and patient and trying to pick you apart at range. And also Santos, his striking is better to the point he knocked out Con Ofley, and all Naimov could do was just sort of smother him a little bit. He just seems to be improving fight to fight, is Myron Santos. And he's really good at putting his game together. And once he gets going, it's really tough to match his pace. And Naimov won't even attempt to match the pace here. I don't think. He'll try to shoot some takedowns. His takedowns are not bad. Are not good. He's finally dealing with somebody his own height, which is going to make it even harder, in my opinion. Myron Santos, I feel like he looked pretty good against Youssef and Marshall. Marshall only got him down at the very end of the 3rd round. And on the feet, I just think it's going to be a lot of circling. It's going to be a lot of jabbing and leg kicks and hooks. And Naimov is just, he's going to find someone who beats him at his own game. I think Santos is way more of a sniper, younger, faster, and he's just as technical. And I don't think Naimov will like someone more technical than him. So give me the legend to send the Hill man from back where he came, man. Hills have eyes. All right, next we got Mansoor Abdul Malik taking on Antonio Broccoli. And god damn it, MAM. This is fucking embarrassing, dude. How fucking dare you have a majority draw against Cody Brundage? Unforgivable. Dude was fucking losing too before he knocked out Cody Brundage with his head. Terrible look. Nick Klein, he knocks out. Not the best win. Dusko Todorovic, sort of a better win, but still not great. Wes Schultz taking him tooth and nail. This dude's a fraud. This guy's a fraud. He's going to lose to the cream of the crop. He's not going to be ranked, Mansoor Abdul Malik. I don't think so. I think anyone with enough skill and technical ability is going to smush this guy over 3 rounds. Even 5. He'd fucking get knocked out over 5. If you're losing the fight to Cody Brundage, that is fucking embarrassing. I'm sorry. Luckily enough for him, Antonio Broccoli is way worse than Cody Brundage, and he is losing to Tresean Gore, and Shara Magomedov getting knocked out by Shara is not aging very well. Looked awful in that fight too. Didn't do shit. Tresean Gore couldn't get his game off before he got Gilly Goose Ganged. The Gore specialty, the Goratine. And Abdul Malik, all he has to do is get pressed up against the cage, and he'll probably get knocked out. He's just a long, lanky fuck. Won't have anything for Mansoor Abdul Malik. His striking game's off. He's not technical. He's not accurate. And eventually he's going to leave his chin open enough that Abdul Malik just fucking cracks him and takes him down and fucking smushes him. So if Gore can fucking guillotine him, Abdul Malik can probably take him down and just destroy him. So, yeah, I'll probably take Abdul Malik by round 1 KO. I swear, if it goes past round 1, fuck Abdul Malik for life. Next, we got Ebo Aslan. Aslan! He's here to kill the Winter Witch. What was her name? The Ice Queen! He'll kill the Ice Queen! Taking on Iwo Baraniewski. Iwo Baraniewski looked real impressive on Contender Series. He did only get, he got a knockout in less than a minute against Muhammad Ali. Wow. He knocked out Muhammad Ali. Isn't that incredible, folks? What a guy. Knocked out Muhammad Ali. Can you believe that? Knocked out Al-Aswami. Knocked out Mamadani. But, yeah, Muhammad Ali, great boxer. Heavyweight boxer. Can you believe that? Iwo Baraniewski knocked him out with 1 punch. He's the modern-day Joe Frazier, right? Whereas Ebo Aslan is losing decisions to Billy Elkana. We should tell you where his status in the UFC is right now. He is fully on the chopping block, dude. After this, he's probably cut. Knocks out Rafael Sakara easily. Almost loses to the Pleasure Man. Ion Cutelaba smokes him, which is a bad look. And Billy Elkana fucking whoops him over 3 rounds because he has no output. And he's going to be still as a statue here against Iwo Baraniewski. He's probably going to get dropped. His stand-up game is just atrocious. He leaves himself wide open. Baraniewski is probably going to knock him down and then sub him. I'm going with the sub, guys. Aslan's wrestling is shit. If Baraniewski is the solid prospect that I think he is, he's going to drop him, and then he's going to get down to the fucking back and sub him. He's got a bunch of subs on his record, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, never mind. Fuck. Well, anyway, I think Baraniewski has solid wrestling. I don't think we've seen it that often, but he does have it. He does have it. A lot of his early wins are by sub. Aslan has no wrestling, and I've seen multiple predictors be like, yeah, his submission ability is underrated, and if he gets Aslan down, it's pretty much over. I think there's a good chance Iwo just knocks him out flat in a couple seconds, but this is the prop. The prop is that he will take him down and submit him. So, yeah, I think Aslan's wrestling is atrocious. Baraniewski can get rear naked chokes on quite a lot of opponents, and I think he puts him down and subs him. So, simple is it. Sleep his ass. Yeah. Great film, Narnia. Yeah. Tell me, Two Smelly Fingers, do you partake in Turkish delight? Do you partake in Anthony Turkaush? Yes. Oh, yes, I do. I love Turkish delight. Well, here, have some Turkish delight, some sugar cubes for you. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're such a kind queen. Oh, Edmund, those boys and girls were too mean to you. You don't deserve to speak to them anymore, Edmund. You are my prince in this land of Narnia. You alone, Edmund, are the king of this realm. And would you like some more Turkish delights? Oh, yes, of course. Turkish delights. Oh, wonderful. I just summed up the whole first movie. But Edson Barbosa taking on Jalen Turner. Edson Barbosa, I'm depressed, man. How do you fucking lose to Drakkar Klose? How? He's your age. You let him fucking swing on you for 3 rounds. Couldn't do shit. No pop on your shots. No speed. Absolutely fucking nothing. Walking fucking corpse, dude. Literally didn't have one impressive moment. Didn't have one moment of initiative. Fucking embarrassing. Got smoked by Lerone Murphy. This dude's best days are numbered. I used to like you, Edmund, but you're done, bro. You're fucking done. I still like Edson Barbosa. He's still a legend, but he's fucking done. Let's be real. We all thought Jalen Turner was done too. He comes back from being choked out by Ignacio Bahamontes, which is an awful look. Lost to Renato Moicano, but to be fair, he knocked down Moicano and could have finished him easily. Dan Hooker he goes to a split with, very competitive. Gamrot goes to a split with. You know, he's really not that bad. He could be on a 1-fight losing streak if he didn't celebrate. And Renato Moicano's would be a good win. I don't know, man. I think Edson Barbosa's best days are behind him. He's so slow. He's lethargic. Jalen Turner's going to just be popping him with shots. And I wanted to pick him by round 1 knockout. I really did. But so many predictors were saying, dude, Turner's going to win a decision. It's going to be close. Edson Barbosa's tough. He doesn't get cracked easily. And when he does, he has good recovery ability. Turner's going to school him over 3. You know, he did take Dan Hooker to a split. He didn't finish him. To which I say, I'm not so sure, but, you know, it's something that can help me win because I'm in the finale. I got to take risks. All right. I got to take risks. And I do think Turner can take him over 3 rounds. He might just be washed enough that he's not the killer Turner of old and he doesn't put Edson Barbosa out flat. And maybe Barbosa's tough enough that the tarantula starts to get a little tentative. And, you know, still looks pretty good in the stand-up, but doesn't put him out. Maybe, just maybe. But, yeah, Edson's going to definitely be juniored by the tarantula here. I think Turner's going to win. If he wins by round 1 knockout, I am ripping my hair out. How? Deport this man. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, how the fuck do you lose to Drakkar Klose? It's fucking embarrassing, dude. That dude leaves it close with everybody. It's in his name. But he didn't leave it close with Edson Barbosa. He schooled Edson Barbosa, which is a crime against humanity. Hanksters, hello. It's not the Hanksters, it's the Troopers and Grinders, King's World. And don't you forget it. Nice to see you, King's World. If you want, you can hop on a panel to discuss these picks with me. It's always wonderful discussing the fights with you. So if you want, if you're just fine with hanging out in the comment section too, that's fine. Good to see you, King's World, though. It's been a while. We then have Marvin Vettori, the Italian Dream, against Bruno Ferreira. Oh, God. Oh, my God. This hurts me, man. Why? Why do I have to do this? I hate that I have to do this. This is hurting. Why am I picking Marvin Vettori again? I'll tell you why, Troopers and Grinders. It's because Bruno Ferreira gasses out after 1 round. If he can't get that finish, he's going to be, you know, getting outstruck by Marvin Vettori. Vettori has better output with a lot of power. He's wobbled every opponent that he's taken on. He wobbled Jared. He wobbled Roman. Gave Allen some moments that surprised him. I think Bruno Ferreira needs to knock out Marvin Vettori. Thank you, bro. On my way home. I'm on my way home. Do-no-no-no. On my way home. Do-no-no-no. We're going home. Thank you, bro. On my way home. If you're still on, I'll join. Thank you, Kingsworld. I appreciate that, man. We'll be home in a bit. The same goes to Pulse Reloaded. Hey, Pulse, if you're still here, I can provide the link if you want to hang out. But anyway, yeah, Vettori, I think he's got solid output. He's still got pop in his shots. He needs to get finished for this thing to be over. Bruno Ferreira will not knock out Marvin Vettori. He will not submit Marvin Vettori. I think Ferreira is finish or bust on fights that go the distance. He tends to be losing the rounds. And he's outside the rankings. He's not as tough at all as Allen, Dolidze, or Cannonier. These are all ranked dudes. I think Vettori's going to put it on him. I think Vettori is going to get hit on the chin, flush. It won't matter. He'll just start hitting Bruno Ferreira with the double jab, hit him with the leg kick. He's going to, put out a decent output. And I think it's going to be too much for Bruno Ferreira. I don't think he's going to crack him. I really don't think he's going to crack the greatest chin in the UFC right now. And I don't know, man. I think Ferreira's going to be whiffing shots, praying that he knocks him out. Even if he takes Vettori down, he won't be able to sub him or keep him down there for long. Vettori's takedown defense is good. He's shown some good work against Allen and Cannonier, especially against Allen. I think that fight was actually pretty competitive. Yeah, man. I just think Vettori's solid enough that he can make things interesting. He can be technical. He can play the technical game if he wants to. He did with Roman Dolidze. He circled around. He kept himself out of trouble. He just kept throwing. And eventually, the output is what won him the fight. So, I don't know, man. I think Ferreira's going to have to finish him. Otherwise, he's going to be a little gassed out in the third. I think Vettori could take back rounds 2 and 3. Yeah, I think Ferreira past round 1 is going to be sort of a shell of himself, and Vettori's going to put it on him. So give me Vettori by split or unanimous decision. Really tough one there, but I got to go with Vettori. He's just way more experienced, and he won't get knocked out. He won't. Next fight is between Perez Ziam and Nazim Sadikov. The battle of the Zims. It is Zim! Oh! No, that's a bad Zim impression. My lord and general, I hope to achieve this project and go to this place you call Earth. I plan to go to this Earth and kill the humans and take their souls. Oh, yes, I will. Grr! Activate self-destruction, grr! Right now! Will it self-destruct, Captain? I'm gonna sing the Doom song now. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. Sam! That is right. Sam will be master of the universe. Zim will take over this Earth, Dib. You think you've won this round, Dib? You haven't won anything. I, Zim, am still your ruler and commander. What are you talking about, bro? I'm talking about Zim, the master alien conqueror. Zim, ruler of all humans and weak people. Dib thinks that he can ruin my plans. Grr! I'm gonna need you to sneak into the cafeteria and take the human skeletons for me. Ooh, how I loathe Dib. I loathe him! Anyway, sorry. Man, I might have been going too far with that. I was doing an Invader Zim impression. It's not the best, but, it's better than nothing. Anyway, Perez Ziam, the smile killer. Solid against Mike Davis. You need to beat Mike Davis to prove that you're a good prospect at lightweight. Beat Matt Frevola and knocked him out. Very impressive performance. Almost lost via split to Claudio Puelles, which is a bad look. Beat Jai Herbert, which ages pretty well, and beat Figlak, who did decently after that loss. Nazim Sadikov, meanwhile, the Black Wolf, had an absolute war with Nicholas Mata before putting him out. That was actually really fun to watch, but that was a very back-and-forth fight. Ismail Bonfim got pretty lucky with that switch kick. He was actually getting outstruck by Ismail Bonfim, which is a terrible look. Vyacheslav Borshev goes to a draw with him. That is aged like fucking ass cream. Aged like fucking cottage cheese. Beat Terrence McKinney. That's, an all right win. But McKinney, his first rounder bust, which I will get to later on. Fares Ziam, meanwhile, I think his striking fundamentals are decent. I think his takedown defense is good. But we won't have to worry about that because I think this will be generally a stand-up affair, back-and-forth brawl. And I favor Ziam to beat Sadikov. Sadikov was getting his shit lit up against Nicholas Mota, who was putting it on him, who was cracking him at multiple points. Almost had him down and out. I swear this dude got hit on the chin flush like 3 or 4 times. And, Ziam, I think Ziam is as good as Mata, if not way better. I think Ziam's going to be picking him apart at range. Leg kicks, body kicks, leg kick, body match, give it da-da-da. Oh, God. This old man came running home. What is that? What song is that? With the knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. This old man be rolling home. But Ziam, I just think he's way better at staying out of danger. If anyone's going to crack the other, I think it's going to be Ziam because Sadikov just leaves his chin wide open. Sadikov might make it a brawl, which will make this interesting. There's a chance Nazim wins, but I think Ziam is just going to be putting it on him too much. He's going to be avoiding the big shots enough that he can be the minute winner and just squeak by certain rounds. I really do think so. I think Nazim is just a meat-headed brawler, and Ziam's the technical striker. So, give me Ziam. He's got a height advantage, too, which will help. Life. Yeah, I'm talking about life. And you know what's part of life? Invader Zim. And you know whose lives were taken away because of Invader Zim? A bunch of kids at school because a kid who watched the show actually tried to take out people's organs because he watched an episode. So, there you go. Sadikov, round 3 knockout. Moyes audio. Always interfering in Hank the Tank's plans. What the hell is that? Is that is that Gavin Newsom in the middle? Are those some Epstein friends? What's going on here? Nursery rhyme. Yeah, exactly. The knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. Hello, Epstein. Hello, Newsom. But anyway, we have next Macy Barber taking on careening off a cliff. Silva. Macy Barber, the future, not looking so bright. Beat Ketlin Marinara by decision. Honestly, not the best stage to win. She's gone from UFC. And she was supposed to face Erin Blanchfield before she spazzed out, and Epstein-Barr fucking shocks or whatever the hell she was going through. Took her out of the fight. Seizures, I don't know. Still, Blanchfield was a bastard for, mocking her even after that. Karine Silva, meanwhile, barely won against Dion Barbosa. Looked like absolute dog shit in that fight, even though she won. Vivian Araujo lost to her, which shows what her level is, which shows what her ceiling is. She just, throws some technical shit. Looked great on outside the rankings. Looked like an absolute monster. And then once she actually deals with decent enough competition, she just looks like a fish out of water. And Macy Barber is going to take full advantage of this. Barber's going to be a fucking marauder in there. If she's her old self, if she's not Epstein-Barr seizures right before the fight self, I think panic attack Macy Barber. I think she will press forward on careening off a cliff Silva. I think she's going to be in her face, throwing bombs, taking her down if she needs to. And Silva's just going to take it. She's just such a tentative little chicken shit. She just circles around the cage, praying that she doesn't get hit, tries to throw some body kick as a counter, and Barbara's going to catch her and take her down and beat her up. Is she going to stomp her out to the point of a ground and pound knockout? I don't think so. Her one loss is by decision. I think Silva's tough enough to stay out of trouble when she's on bottom, at least enough not to get finished, but she will not look good. She will look like a fucking victim on the ground. She will. For a majority of this fight, Barbara's just going to be beating her up, pushing her up against the fence, taking her down at will. I think we see a vintage Barbara performance right here. So give me Barbara by decision. One of those songs is making fun of an old man for falling, hitting his head, and going into a coma. Wow. That's absolutely horrible. Might want to share that with me on Discord or Insta or something. Two Smelly Fingers. Share that with me. Pretty fucked up. Hilarious. Ha 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 ha. He fell and then he hit his head and then he went into a coma. That's great. That's funny. Anyway. Then we got Terrence T-Rex Arms McKinney taking on Chris the Problem. Duncan, he's got a lot of problems. Just look at those eyes, man. He's probably got some mental problems going on. But Chris Duncan looked great against Mateus Rebecki. Fucking beat him up, man. Dominated. Very impressive to me. Very, very impressive to me. Won by unanimous decision, I'm not so sure. I think that was probably a split. Still, he looked very good there. Jordan Vicenici subbed a wrestler. Blagioki honestly didn't look the best, but he still got the guillotine choke, even when it was unfavorable for him. Lost to Manuel Torres in the first round. See, this is why I'm worried. This is why I'm worried that Terrence McKinney, T-Rex Arms McKinney, is going to be like Manuel Torres in that first round. And is going to be swinging for the fences, and him and Chris Duncan's going to engage in the war. And Terrence McKinney's going to hit him with the right or a left hand. That's going to put him fucking down, and then McKinney's going to sub him. I'm worried about that outcome, guys. I am. This is one of the fights that I really went back and forth on the most. Being honest with you. There's a real chance that Duncan allows a fight with McKinney like he did with Torres. And he gets fucking flattened and put out. But I got to say, guys, the competition that Terrence McKinney is beating is nowhere near a Chris Duncan. Nowhere near. These are all jobbers, man. Not even Slava Claus is a good win. Like, the dude almost lost to James Lollipop. Got knocked out by Esteban Ribovic, who doesn't finish anyone. And he found a way to get knocked out. I don't know, man. McKinney, he allows brawls too much. And against someone with a pulse, the problem, Chris Duncan, who trains with ATT and is very technical and precise, you can't be fucking around. You can't be allowing it to go past halfway point in the round if you're Terrence McKinney. Because Chris Duncan's going to put it on you. And Duncan's eventually going to find a shot that puts you right the fuck out. I don't think it's going to be, McKinney gets Chris Duncan down, but then Duncan gets the guillotine choke. I don't think that happens. I think McKinney's chinny enough, Terrence McKinney's chinny enough, that he just gets put out by a strike in an exchange. I really think that's going to happen. I don't think he's going to even try to wrestle here. I think he's going to have a war and then get caught. I think that's what's going to happen. There's a chance McKinney gets him down and then gets subbed, but I think it's way more likely that McKinney starts out strong, doesn't put Chris Duncan away, starts to panic and get on the back foot a little bit, and then Duncan just puts him out. So it's sad but true. I'm going with Duncan by round 1 knockout. Sup, Hank? Hello, Armor Goated. Good to see Armor Goated. That is a wonderful image right there of Volkanovski with the featherweight belt. But how shitty is it that he's taking on Diego Lopez a second time? That is, oh God, what to even say? What a fucking disappointment. That is an embarrassment of a fight. That is, I can't even talk, man. That is just a travesty right there. I'm sorry. That is the worst possible matchup you could have made. It's good, probably good for Volk, but just not good for anybody else. It'll be a fun fight, but no one will be interested because we saw what happened the first time. And they're way better contenders for Volkanovski than Lopez at this point. We need to do oh, yeah. That's right. It's raining. It's pouring. Yeah. I remember that one. I remember when I was a kid, I would do the nursery rhyme. It's raining. It's pouring. The old man is boring. He bumped his head. Was never funny again. And made us all go snoring. Or something like that. Oh yeah, no. I said it's raining, it's pouring. The old man is boring. He bumped his he fell over his bed and bumped his head and never woke up in the morning. That was my version of it. I was a kid, all right. Give me a break. Anyway, Grant Dawson against Manuel Torres. This is very similar to the last fight. Will the one-punch knockout monster find a way to put out the, the sort of boring grappler who needs to take you down and the more technical guy who doesn't get knocked out often? Will this guy have the X factor to put him out? I don't think he will. He knocked out Drew Dober. Dober sucks now. Low level. Ignacio Bahamondes, who's not honestly the most finisher-friendly guy in the world, just fucking knocks him down like 5 times. Chris Duncan, he puts down with a jab, but I think Grant Dawson is going to be smart here. King Green put him out, I get it, but who else has? Rafa Garcia had a chance. Diego Ferreira had a chance. Neither of them were able to do it. And Dawson, if he's not liking what he's seeing, he can take Manuel Torres down. I think he can. Torres is a shrimp off of his back. Can't do anything. Lost on the ground. Dawson, as long as he stays out of trouble in the first couple minutes of the first round, I think he's going to have this. I think he's tall and lanky. He's got solid stand-up ability now. Was beating the shit out of Joe Selecki, beating the shit out of Rafa Garcia. Bouncing quarters off of his wife's ass. I think this is a different Grant Dawson. I really do. I think Dawson has more killer instinct on the feet. I don't think he's as tentative. He actually had more of a killer instinct after Green put him out. And he can hit Manuel Torres with some solid technical shots. And if Torres, is getting too much for him, he can always take him down. And Torres is just a fish out of water on his back. I think Dawson's going to start laying in some ground and pound, laying in some elbows. I don't think Torres likes someone is he as tall as him? Yeah, he's as tall as him, who's going to be in it with him, who's going to make it competitive. And then when he wants to, he can get him down. And Torres really starts to gas out from round 1 onwards. And I think Dawson's going to knock him out. I think Dawson's going to lay in some ground and pound in round 2, and Torres is going to be eating that shit for breakfast until, the huevos rancheros is too much for him, and then he starts shelling up. I really think that's what's going to happen. Torres is just a corpse outside round 1. He is. So, give me Grant Dawson to get a ground and pound stoppage. Speaking of ground and pound stoppages, wait a minute. I sent it on IG. A lot of nursery rhymes have hidden fucked up origins. He fell and bumped his head and couldn't wake up till morning. If you get hit in the head and can't be woken up, that's a coma. Yeah, that's why I said he didn't wake up in the mornings, because he was in a coma. Even as a kid, I knew. Anyway, next fight between Jan Blachowicz and Bogdan Guskov. Come on, guys. This is a wash for Guskov. How is anyone picking Bogdan Guskov? Jan Blachowicz doesn't get put out by anybody. Didn't get put out by Magomed. Didn't get put out by Alex fucking Pereira. Didn't get put out by Alex fucking Pereira. Didn't get put out by Carlos Solberg. This dude has excellent striking defense. People need to realize it. This dude is technical. He kicks at range. He's got a really good guard. He runs away from the power shots. Jan Blachowicz is pretty damn good at staying out of trouble. And Guskov knocked out a washed Krylov, who stepped right into Dominic Reyes knockout. Knocked out Billy Elikana, or finished Billy Elikana, who's utterly shit, low level. Knocked out Ryan Spann, who has 0 fight IQ. And then knocked out Zach Paga, who is a good guy at the top of their game, who he's beat nobody. And Jan Blachowicz is not as washed as Nikita Krylov by a long shot. In my opinion, he beat Olberg. He beat Carlos Olberg, and they stole that fucking shit from him. And Carlos Olberg's going to be the #1 contender getting a title fight. Honestly, could have easily beat Alex Pereira, and Alex Pereira's the champion. These are two amazing talents who he probably beat. This is a layup. This is a step down for Jan Blachowicz. Guskov does nothing on his back, has no answers on his back, and Blachowicz is going to take him down at will. He took Pereira down. He made it close with Olberg. Guskov, if he knows that his opponent doesn't have takedown defense, he will fully exploit it. And Guskov's going to be a fucking mess on the ground. He's not going to get his shots off. The Blachowicz guard is going to be too good. And then Jan's going to take him down when he needs to. And then I think he's going to ground and pound him out. No diddy. I think it's going to be a step back into the light for Jan Blachowicz. He's going to have a nice bounce back win here. Yeah, I just don't know. I think Guskov is just going to be laying and praying, dude, on the ground. The orc cousin of Anthony Smith is he's not going to look too good. I really don't think so. So, yeah. I think Blachowicz is decent, and I think he's going to finish him on the ground. I really think so. I don't think Bogdan has any ground game. And I'll be happy seeing Jan Blachowicz win again. Base Tank. Are you taking Collins today, Beretta? Yes, I am. And I will actually leave the link down here. I will leave the link down here for you. So, if you want to call into the show, you can. Here is the link, my friends. Alrighty. Next fight. The second fight of the main card will take place between Henry Triple C Cejudo and Peyton Talbot. I don't know, man. I can't pick Triple C. I cannot pick Triple C. I can't. Dude got fucking smoked by Song Yadong. People want to say, oh, Henry won the second round. He didn't win the second round. He was getting his face beat in by Song Yadong. I don't care if there was an eye poke. Dude was getting his ass kicked by Song Yadong. Outstruck. Bodied. Fucking outmanned by Song Yadong. And then he quit. The dude fucking quit. Triple C of 5 years ago would have never done that. Merab Dawalish wheelie. I get he's the champion. And it's a good look that Henry Cejudo cracked him. But as the fight went on, he just started to peter out. Loses energy. Aljamain Sterling had a great showing there. But this fight tells me that he's just not in it. His heart's not in it. He's ready to retire. This is his last fight. What to say, man? Like, he just didn't look good. He looked low energy against Song Yadong. Didn't look like himself. Kept it competitive, but he could not secure the rounds. He's ready to retire. His heart's not in it. He has a family. He's making money already. All the bad signs that he's not going to be a killer in this fight. Meanwhile, Peyton Talbot proved everybody wrong. Beat a BJJ guy who was like basically should have been his kryptonite. Should have been fucking smothered and fucking murdered against Felipe Lima. And instead, the dude turned around all the exchanges, had fantastic grappling, managed to find his way on top in really bad exchanges. Barcelos is just tough, and Barcelos is beating everybody. So be it, you know? That loss is aging better and better every single fight that Barcelos has. Dude is should be a ranked contender at this point. No hard feelings for Peyton Talbot getting beaten by Raoni Barcelos, really. And he showed that he has fixed all those problems in his game because he countered Lima in every exchange, showed his wrestling was good, and you can't be that good against Henry Cejudo. Cejudo could take Talbot down. He's not going to do shit on top. Not going to do fucking shit. Greedo plays. Fuck you, Greedo. You idiot. For thinking that Henry Cejudo is going to stay on top of Talbot and just smother him for 3 rounds. Who the fuck has that guy been able to lay and prey on top against? Nobody. Fucking Aljo couldn't do it. Merab Dvalishvili didn't even try. Song Yadong couldn't do it. Dominic Cruz didn't hold him down. Marlon Moraes didn't hold him down. This dude cannot stay on top against anyone. He's a fucking midget. He's 5'4", taking on a 5'10" fucking striker. How the fuck do you think he's going to keep Peyton Talbot down, you idiot? This dude was swearing and going in crazy and, screaming at the camera all about how Henry Cejudo is so great and Talbot's just going to be a victim. Dude's a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. Fuck you, Greedo. Anyway, how do you see it to the point that Talbot is just nothing on his back? I get that Raoni Barcelos is an old man. The dude's fucking out wrestling everybody. Felipe Lima, even scarier threat than Raoni, and Talbot turns it around. Are you fucking blind? I'm sorry. Look what we got here. It's the man, Too Smelly Fingers. How we doing, Too Smelly?
What's up, player?
I'm doing all right. I'm just getting pissed at Greedo Plays MMA because he was doing a breakdown of this fight. He was like, he's going to beat him. He's going to beat Peyton Talbot. How dare anybody beat Henry Cejudo? Peyton Talbot against Henry Cejudo. Henry Cejudo's going to body him. And I'm just like, who has he ever done that against? Even Mighty Mouse. Hold down Mighty Mouse. It's this dude on fucking crack. Like, Henry Cejudo's a midget. He's small for flyweight.
He is.
And this dude's going to hold down a 5'10" Peyton Talbot when Cameron Simon was getting his shit kicked in for 2 rounds. Like, it's just not going to happen. There is a chance. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you're right, that Henry is definitely, he's got like the smaller, compact body. So when it comes to like wrestling, he's good at getting underneath people. But when you're wrestling somebody that's that much bigger than you, they just got a bigger frame. That's why he gets tired out, like you were saying, and gets manhandled in the later rounds.
Yeah. And look at this. Nick Aguirre, who was giving Peyton Talbot trouble for like a majority of that fight. And then Peyton Talbot has a really clutch reversal at the very end of that fight where he just turns himself around and finds himself on top like a damn spider monkey. Cameron Simon, he doesn't have the need. Yanis Gamori knocks him out. But this performance just tells me that Peyton Talbot's going to beat Henry because if you've seen Peyton Talbot grapple at all, his grappling's phenomenal. It's incredible. Like dude, finds his way out of positions I think there's no way he could get himself out of. And the dude just fucking twists and turns himself like a contortionist.
Would you say he's more of a grappler or of a striker, Peyton?
I'd say he's definitely more of a striker, but I think the grappling is a very underrated part of his game. The dude has been able to get reversals against all sorts of great competition, great wrestlers. Nick Aguirre, I think he was like on the regional scene winning belts or something like that. He was getting wins outside of the UFC. Peyton Talbot, I don't know, man. I think it's something to do with the spiritual mentality, that fucking hole in his chest, something, because the dude is just like fluid.
Right?
He's flowing like fucking water. Isn't it some sort of like devil's mark or something?
It's from an anime. What's that? Bleach.
Oh, Bleach.
Yeah. It's like so like if you're basically if you die, you can become like a demon if you die in like a fucked up way, and you become like a hollow. And in the
Yeah.
anime, that's the mark. They get that circle on their chest. Sorry, it's like useless anime information. Thought
Well,
I'd
it's
let you guys know.
It's interesting to me. It tells him that, the hole in his chest, it's making him a shell, a human shell. He is not an autonomous being. He flows like water, my friends.
Yeah, he's
He's
basically
inhuman.
calling himself a demon.
Yeah. And I don't think that Henry Cejudo will be able to shove a vape up his ass because he's going to be on top of him, grabbing the legs. He's going to try. He's going to try to have his way with them. But I think he's just too tiny, and he's always just grabbing the leg, and he can't get to the chest. Like, he's just always dragging his way to try to get on top. It never happens that way. And Talbot's just going to get off of me, midget, and he's going to fucking push Henry Cejudo over and just find his way on top. The question is whether Peyton Talbot's going to get a knockout in round 3. And I don't think he will. I don't think he's the dude to finish Cejudo.
Has Cejudo been KO'd? I don't think so, right?
The GOAT DJ with a knee up the middle.
Yeah.
And the theory among some people is that Talbot is going to get a round 3 KO with some body shots on Henry Cejudo. I don't know, man. I think Talbot's going to be on autopilot by that point. Because Talbot's a killer in round 1, and then round 2 and round 3, he's more in just survival mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless he's putting on a performance against fucking Cameron Simon and just hitting Cejudo with perfect knees as he's going for takedowns and inhuman fucking timing and doing the Talbot. I don't know if he'll be able to do that, man. I think it's going to be a lot of grappling, and Talbot's going to find himself on top in many exchanges and just be beating up Henry Cejudo on top.
Yeah, those shorter guys are really hard to wrestle though, because like how compact they are. You got to get I'm not a professional fighter, obviously, but I've wrestled a few guys, and I'm not going to say that Talbot's going to get the upper hand in the grappling right away, but I think you're right.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think Henry's too tough. I'm going to give him his credit. He went 5 rounds with Aljamain Sterling, went 5 rounds with Merab. Song Yadong, he didn't get put out or hurt too badly. He just got poked in the eye and then quit like a bitch. Now, there's a chance it could happen again with a doctor stoppage of some kind. That is the chance that Talbot gets some sort of finish here, but I don't think it's going to be Henry shelled up against the cage, just getting wailed on. I don't see that happening.
What impresses me the most about Cejudo, I don't think people bring up, is his mentality to not give up in there. Like, he has like a really like champion mindset. I don't know if he got that from the Olympics or whatever it might be, but he really believes in himself. He there's not like a lot of quit in Cejudo. Like, I don't think he will even take a fight unless he thinks he can beat that guy. That's how, in his mind, he's really calculated, and if he gets in that cage, he's gonna try to win.
Yeah, and somebody made a great point that the Henry of old wouldn't have taken this fight. The Henry of old would have taken somebody who he knows that he's got a good chance against, that he can make a competitive fight. And in this one, I just think there's levels in the striking, and there's levels in terms of height that'll neutralize whatever great wrestling Henry has here. And he did sort of like, oh no, time out. Oh, I got poked in the eye. No. And it was a very strange series.
That was a really bad look. Yeah,
it's a really bad look. I think he's at the end of his rope. He said this will be his retirement fight, and that doesn't tell me that Henry's going to look any better here. I don't think he's going to be motivated by this being his retirement fight. I think he's just ready to get the check and bounce.
Yeah, I didn't know you said that. That's not good at all.
Yeah. I think Talbot's just going to outmuscle him, I think. I don't think he's going to put him out, but he will outmuscle him, and it'll be impressive. Hank, I'm glad to see you picked Chris Duncan, the GOAT. Yeah, I picked Chris Duncan because anybody with a pulse, if they make it competitive with Terrence, they're going to find some way to fucking knock him out, flatline him in the most insanely entertaining way possible. It's just what happens, man. And even if Terrence McKinney gets him down, which is his best path to victory, Gilly Goose Gang could easily happen at any particular moment. This dude's subbing wrestlers, with guillotines. Like, that shows you that his guillotine's pretty damn good. Like, there's just so many avenues to win. The only question is just, is he going to engage in the brawl with McKinney? And is he going to be the one who gets caught first? That's the question. And unless it's like happening in less than a minute, I'm going to trust the technical instincts of Chris Duncan, who trains at ATT every single day. I think he's going to be able to stay out of trouble for the most part. And even if he does get cracked, I think he's going to take it. I don't think he's going to get just put down. I think he's going to stay in the fight, and then I think he's going to rock McKinney with something else because his striking fundamentals and his boxing are very clean.
You mentioned it a second ago. Do you think guillotines are an efficient submission today in modern MMA?
It depends. It really depends. If you know you can do it and you know you got long ass limbs and you know you can just catch somebody if he's taking you down, yeah, I think it is. But if you're like Charles Oliveira and he hit him with a strike, he jumped for it, he's gonna go for it. No, you're not getting that. You just got you have to get the guillotine while you're in the exchange, like while you're doing a little bit of grappling and wrestling around. Oh nope, he found it. Unless you know how to do that, the guillotine is not an effective method.
Yeah, this is like your go-to move. I don't think people should be fucking pulling guillotine because you're like you're ending up in bottom position. Now you got this guy on top of you, and you're fucking already exhausted from trying to choke him. It's just never a good look.
Yeah, it's what Guru said. Like, if you're a professional MMA fighter, you should not be tapping the guillotines. You should be having enough resilience that you can pop your head out of that shit. The guillotine only works. Well, go ahead.
No, I just said you should be able to do something. Yeah,
the guillotine only works if you're grappling with somebody and then you're like, oh shit, they trapped me. It shouldn't be. He's going for it. Dustin Poirier. Name one guy who's guillotined since fucking 2013. Oh, he's the Gilly Goose Gang guy. Cejudo quit. Go ahead.
I was just saying it's kind of silly. To your point.
Yeah, Cejudo quit against Song Yadong. He did quit against Yadong towards the end there. McKinney might get Duncan. I've got a bad feeling too. That's the fight I'm the most worried about. I'm just worried that Duncan's gonna treat the fight like Manuel Torres and then engage in a brawl, and that McKinney's just gonna fucking smoke him, and then do a classic McKinney. Oh, I got you down. I immediately sub you. Like, it could happen. Like, he's not too much bigger than Terrence McKinney, and if he chooses to be a dumb drunken brawler, he could get caught easily. But I just have a lot of faith that the dude's smart enough that he can stay out of trouble and knows that if he stays out of trouble, he's going to knock the dude out. But we'll see. Hi, Hank. Hello, Kobe Wiggle. Fucking legendary Kobe Wiggle. We finally have a moderator in here that's not too smelly. I'm glad that you took the mantle of Too Smelly Fingers while he was here in the panel. McKinney got a mean Darce, too. He does. McKinney's underrated, man. But the problem is, he just can't. Every time he faces good competition, he fails miserably. He's destroying jobbers. Slava Claus is washed. Like, he used to be great talent. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Do you think he's folding under pressure?
I don't know. I don't think he is. I think it's just his style of fighting can't last longer than 2 minutes. He has to have success early. Otherwise, he's going to keep brawling, and eventually the other guy's going to figure him out and get the timing down perfectly. Ismail Bonfim knocked him out with the knee up the middle. Ismail Bonfim sucks. It's looking horrible for him. He's the worst of the Bonfim brothers. Dude can't beat anyone good. So it's terribly aged loss. Go ahead.
Yeah, that didn't age well.
Not at all. McKinney got a mean Darce. Yeah. Anyway, so I think I got to move past this fight. I'm done talking about it. Oh, Jock, by the way, if you want to hop on panel to discuss this card with us as well, you can. But yeah, Triple C, he's going to be all he's got is just jumping for the legs of Peyton Talbot. That's all he's got. On the feet, this isn't even close. Talbot's younger, longer reach, insane timing on his striking sometimes. Henry's got nothing for it. He doesn't.
And a big part of like what made Henry special, not to like keep bringing it up, but it was his like championship mentality that he wanted gold, I think,
Yeah, now he's never going to get gold. This is a retirement fight. He's given up, So it is what it is. Then we got the feature fight of the main card, the featured main card fight between Brandon Moreno and Tatsuro Taira. And dude, I'm backing Taira here. I think he looked so good against Brandon Royval and competitive against Royval. I think he's gonna win against a Moreno that's looking weird compared to the Moreno of old. Like, he's still getting it done. He's still winning, I'd say impressively, but he doesn't have the speed or the instinct that champion Brandon Moreno had before, in my opinion. I think Moreno, Taira takes down everybody. He took down Brandon Royval in moments, took down Alex Perez, backpacked him. Hyung Sung Park looked insanely impressive on short notice, smothered him. I don't know, man. I think Taira's striking has improved leaps and bounds. He's looking way more confident on the feet. He's training in Colorado now, which is helping out with his killer instinct on the feet. And I think it's never been a problem. I just think he's used to 5 rounds with Royval. I think he knows, dude, if I can get a takedown or two in 2 out of these 3 rounds, I can win it. I think he's going to do that against Brandon Moreno. I think he's going to keep Brandon Moreno down for a little bit, and Moreno will scramble. There'll be moments he gets up, and Tyra just gets him back down in clutch moments. And on the feet, it's competitive enough that I don't think, like, dude, Brandon Moreno was getting outstruck by Urseg. I think he won against Urseg, but you could argue that he could have lost or had a draw there. Like, Brandon Moreno was allowing Steve Urseg to sort of put it on him and, like, really, make that a competitive fight. Amir Albazi, he looked really good against Amir Albazi, but I will say he wasn't hurting Amir Albazi until like round 4, round 5. And Amir's heart is just, his heart is bad. Dude had a fucking heart attack, so it's definitely not bad, not good. But his heart is just not in the sport. I don't think it's in the sport anymore. So I don't know if that's the best aged win. And then against Royval, God, he looked like a shell of himself. He was doing nothing but throwing overhand rights, just overhand. Just a fucking robot. Great performance against Alexandre Pantoja. And I wish he could have beaten Pantoja so that we just didn't have this old balding fuck beating every single prospect under the sun. But unfortunately, we live in this reality. Dude, that haircut is fucking abominable on Alexandre. I hope he's married already. Like, he would not pick up women with that thing. He looks like fucking like monster mutant George Costanza.
Oh man, he's got the skullet going.
Yeah, it's awful, dude. Like he's got the hair on the very back, and then you could see a visible hole right here, like a fucking plane of cut hair here. The hole is on the front. It's an awful look.
Yeah, let it go, man, when it's gone. But hey, I was going to ask you about Brandon Moreno. What fight do you think changed his fighting style, his personality? Because he used to be like fucking, real bite down on his mouthpiece and go get her, barn burner kind of scrappy guy.
I don't know. I think something in Mexico changed him. I think against Royval, like, I get that he's trained at elevation, but there was something in the air there. Because Yair Rodriguez looked like utter shit, got gassed out fully by Brian Ortega, subbed. Like, would that ever happen again? I really doubt it. And Brandon Moreno just looks like he's not himself. Like, I think Mexico fucked him up, just like it fucked up Joe Pyfer. I think something in Mexico made him like just weak and just lose all semblance of the game plan. And maybe
something in the water.
Maybe him and losing the championship again sort of demoralized him. That's another theory. That's a valid theory.
Broke his soul kind of thing.
Yeah. I think he also thought that he just beat, Brandon Royval last time. Oh, I'll do it again, so I think someone put it best. He cruised through it. And he cruised through Amir Albazi, and he cruised through Urseg. And he has no sense of, what's the word for it? No sense of like, I'm losing the word, but like, it's being expecting of something and being like on your toes and like, you know what I mean? There's a word for that.
Expectancy?
Yeah, no sense of expectancy, no cautionary or tentativeness or like realization of where you're at right now. I know there's a word for it. And I can't find it. It's rough.
He said he took some time off because he was getting like burnt out on MMA. That sounds coded to me. Like he's not really saying what it was.
In it. Yeah.
But I wonder. I got
it. I finally found it in my brain. No sense of immediacy.
Oh yeah.
No sense of immediacy. Like, I need to do this right now. I need to jab him right now. Like, it's not there. So
yeah,
Moreno just. I don't think he's gonna have a sense of immediacy against Tyra. I think Tyra's gonna take the back, and Moreno's just gonna be like, okay. I can be in this place for a couple minutes, and then I'll get back up and then I'll outstrike him. And then Moreno will be surprised when Tyra cracks him with a few shots. And he's like, okay, this is competitive. This fight might play out entirely on the feet. And Moreno's just like, oh shit, he's landing back. I didn't expect him to do this well on the feet, and maybe I'll get a few strikes more than him, and he'll treat it like he did with Urseg. And then Tyra's just going to take him down when he needs to win the rounds.
So you think Brandon Moreno's kind of going to shoot his load early and then get kind of out grappled later in later rounds?
I don't think it's later round sort of thing. I think it's every round, like, all right, competitive, and then Tyra takes it. And then it's competitive, and Moreno might have gotten that one because he stuffed a takedown. And okay, now we're in the third round. Oh, Tyra got the takedown. Okay, it's over. You know, this was 5 rounds, I'd say. Moreno probably wins those championship rounds. But given that this is 3 rounds, and I think Tyra's going to be real strategic here and realizing what he needs to do to win, I think Tyra is going to be smart enough that he makes this a boring enough fight that he at least wins 2 out of the 3 rounds.
Right.
Yeah, and keeps it competitive. He will keep it competitive with Moreno on the feet. Moreno is not the killer young blood, like hit you with something big, knock you down, Moreno of old. He's just not.
Yeah.
He's going to be like having a nice sparring session, like back and forth affair with Tyra. Tyra's got a killer instinct. Dude dropped Hyun-Sung Park easy, dropped Carlos Hernandez easy, made it competitive with Brandon Royval, was cracking him with some big shots. So I think Tyra's really solid on the feet, enough to like get through this fight at least. And then when he needs to, he's got the takedown in his back pocket. And when he's on the back, it's pretty much over. So at least the round's over. So I think because of that, Tyra's just fresh. He's smart. I think he wants that belt, man. And the fact that he made it so close with Royval tells me that he's going to get through Moreno. So give me Tyra by decision. Wouldn't be surprised at all if Brandon beat him by some fucking split, though. Not surprised at all. It's getting competitive. Oh boy, this is the one I might get some hate for. I really wanted to, man. I really fucking wanted to pick Joshua Van here to, like, you know, outlast him for 5 rounds, maybe get a knockout in round 5 when Pantoja's exhausted. But I got to be real with you guys. Van, as good at takedown defense as he has, he got taken down by Ray Saruya. He got taken down by, what's his name? Edgar Shirez had him taken down and in some bad positions. Like, we can pretend like he's completely improved in the wrestling. But he got taken down by Durden at one point. Like, he's not impenetrable. He's not invincible. He's going to get taken down at some point by Pantoja. You know, if you really think that Van's going to win against Pantoja, you have to assume that his level of takedown defense and counter wrestling himself is on the level of Steve Erceg. Because that's how you beat Pantoja, is by stuffing the takedowns when it matters most, picking him apart on the feet with technical ability, and then, you know, just breaking him in the grappling exchanges. And I think if Van gets taken down, he's not going to be like an Erceg where it's like he's struggling, he's fighting back to his feet. He's going to be like, oh, Pantoja wrapped his legs around him. Oh boy, this round's over. Oh my God, he's beating him up, you know? And then finally the fight starts back on the feet again, and Van's doing well, but then, oh no, Pantoja drags him down. It's going to be like Royval, where it's like he looks great in the boxing, and Pantoja's utterly shit, and he leaves his head fucking face forward, eating strikes over and over again. And then it's like, oh, he got the takedown. Oh shit, the round's over. Fuck. You know, and I think Pantoja's at a level right now where he has a killer instinct. He knows how he's knowing how to sub people again. And if he takes down Joshua Van enough times, the sub is going to be there. I really do think the sub's going to be there. Van is good at takedown defense, but he's not good at grappling or submission defense.
Wants to keep it standing.
Yeah, exactly. We got some comments. Dude, sorry, I was studying. What's good, me brethren? Dude, dope panel, man. Fucking 2 smelly fingers, Christian man. Dude, saw. Is Pantoja pound for pound top 5? Yes, absolutely he is. He is Pantoja's pound for pound top 5 to the point he should fight Merab if he beats Joshua Van. He should. I really think he should, because he's running laps around every single fucking flyweight in this division. It doesn't matter how old he is. It's sad, man. We got Jan Blachowicz mentality in a like 35-year-old man. This dude's gonna be living forever as a champion. It sucks. I'd have DJ over this guy any fucking day. But I think him versus Merab would be the only fight that makes it competitive with him, unless Van beats him. If Van beats him, then Van, put him against Cap, put him against Tyra, this or that. You know, it would be fun. But we're tired of having hope, and I'm tired of having hope. And I picked this because, and I'm going to keep this on the down low. I know Larry CTM's profile picture, and it's of Joshua Van with a gun. And I'm like, dude, he's going to pick him. He's going to pick Joshua Van. And I know deep down in my heart, I really want him to win. But dude, what I saw against Kai Kara-France, Van's sort of a similar height to Kai Kara-France. He gets taken down. He's going to get bullied so badly. It's going to be bad, man. He needs to stuff every fucking takedown of Pantoja and gain his respect early on. If he allows any takedowns, this thing's going to be over, in 3 rounds, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to be a decision either. I think Van's not used to being on his back, and he's going to get subbed.
Right.
Yeah. Pantoja has ass striking very telegraphed. What is he saying here? Is he say he has the best striking or ass striking? Bad. He's saying bad. He's saying bad.
Yeah. Telegraphed is like you're predictable. You're making your moves look obvious.
Yeah, he's really bad on the feet to the point he's just pressuring forward like this, and boom, he just leans right into punches. But this dude has a fucking Marvin Vettori chin. He has a Marvin Vettori chin. Hasn't been knocked out by anybody, if I'm not mistaken, except Figueiredo didn't even finish him. Like, dude, this guy's chin needs to be, when he's dead, they need to take it out, the scientists, and process it in a lab and try to figure out some Brazilian genetics. This guy is, I think he's top 10 chin in the UFC. I haven't seen him be cracked by anybody. Dude's a fucking Leatherface. I call him Leatherface because his face is made of a fucking leather boot. It just takes damage and keeps on going. Get him, Leather! Get him, Leather!
Old boot face.
Old boot face, yeah.
Yeah, eat the sausage, girl. Eat it. Hit him with the hammer, Daddy. Hit him with the hammer.
Anyway, I love that movie. That's one of the great horror movies ever. Leatherface and the whole family is just
it's terrifying.
Maybe the greatest villain cast in any horror movie ever. Just the screams that he do, and fucking like moving the chainsaw around like he's a fucking ballerina. I love that shit.
Yeah, so many horror movies are just remakes of the older ones. Like they just stole the idea, Like Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah, exactly. It's just tough, man. Once you do something first, it's hard for anybody else to do it the second time. You really gotta like stretch your creative muscles to try to come up with the original. Although I heard that Weapons was a really solid film, and so was Barbarian. So the director behind those 2 movies is apparently doing a pretty good job. So I would put my egg. Go ahead.
Sorry, I don't want to cut you off. I agree. It's hard to come up with like an original idea, but how did they do it? You know what I mean? It's kind of like a cop. Like, I can't do it.
You know what people's problem is? They need to go out and fucking explore the world a little bit. Because if they explored the world, they would find a horror to talk about. They went around this country, they would find plenty of material for fucking horror movies, especially these days. Like you can find some original ideas or read stories on horrific events and be like, man, because the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, what isn't it like? It's based on Ed Gein and the serial killers and real life.
Apparently, Ed Gein wasn't that much of a killer. Like he was just digging up corpses and making weird stuff out of the
exactly.
Canon.
But they got that out of it. Like, oh, he makes weird stuff out of corpses. Okay, we'll make a movie about that. It's not that hard. You could do anything you fucking want with Jeffrey Dahmer. What was going on there? Like.
That was a fucking weirdo.
Yeah. Makayev beats Pantoja 3 years ago. Dude, Makayev, future of the flyweight division, fucking knocking out bums and Brave. This dude's going to be the future, man. Knocking out dudes in karate combat. This guy's a future champion. Marab takes shits bigger than him. Which one? Van or Pan? Yeah, it's Van. Probably Van. I love Joshua Van. He's great. Had a fight of the year against Brandon Royval. I'd love nothing more than for Van to win the belt here. But this whole year, aside from Alex Pereira, has told me you shouldn't have fucking hope in these title fights. You should have no hope.
You got to do a whole stream in that surfer voice one time.
Dude, Pantoja's the man. He's the cannibal and he's crushing cans. Joshua Van's the man.
Fucking amazing.
Dude, Pantoja's going to take Joshua Van sky high. Oh! I can't find the coin slot, dude. Here it is. Rear! Oh! Van needs a KO when Pantoja is coming in, and he's smart enough to do it. He's not going to get a KO. He's not going to get a KO. I'm sorry. He's not. It's not happening. Pantoja, top 5 chins in the UFC. You're not going to crack it. Brandon Royval was treating his face like it was fucking target practice, and he could not get it out of there. And Van doesn't have knockout power either. He dropped Royval at the end of round 3 when both guys were swinging at each other. What's going to happen when Pantoja's taking him down for half of that round? Do you think his chin's going to be bad enough to get knocked out? No, it's not. Hank recommends we dissect this man's skull when he's dead. Yeah, I agree. Exactly. Vinny understands. This is part of the evidence we're sending in that eugenics studies treatise. Texas Chainsaw Massacre from the early 2000s was the last decent one. Yeah, that had some fun stuff. I mean, actually, that brings me to a great question. What do you think is the last good Halloween movie? Two Smelly Fingers.
By Halloween, you don't mean like a movie about Halloween. You mean like a horror movie.
The Michael Myers franchise.
Oh. I would have to rewatch them, bro, to be honest. I couldn't give you. I'd say the one of the early ones, like 1 or 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was apparently a decent remake from John Carpenter in like 2019, 2018. And that got some decent reviews. So I might have to say that one. It also
could be my bias. As like when I watched it as a younger person, maybe that's because it was scarier for me at that point in time, because I was like younger.
That's true.
Yeah.
Frazzle Drip horror movie Hank. Yeah, I think what was I about to say? Oh shit. Oh god, I lost my train of thought. But basically the appeal of something going bump in the night, I think that was still there in the Halloween 2018 version. Which is very impressive, and that John Carpenter is still making movies. Also, the movie, what I was going to say, the movie was apparently good enough that it inspired 2 more Halloween movies after that. So it was a very successful rebrand. PFL tomorrow. Oh yeah, PFL is tomorrow. Shit, I might have to do a fight companion for that. I have made picks for it. I made picks for like this weekend's card like last week, so I got really ahead of the curve there. Wait, is Two Smelly Fingers? Oh shit. Womp, womp, womp. He's dead. Too Smelly's dead. There's a devil's tree in my hometown, Port St. Lucie, where a cop was burying kids' bodies beneath trees and fucking their corpses, repeatedly digging them up. 250 slaves. Ugh, evil tree. Cut it down, burn it. I remember, Vinny, you told me about that. Burn that fucking tree down to the ground. Kill the fucking tree. How good is Steve Ursek? It's cursed. How good is Steve Ursek for making it close with Pantoja? I know. Steve Ursek could come back and win a belt. I'm serious. Dead serious. Devil's Tree, all my friends, yeah. O'Day Osborne nearly KO'd that guy. Oh, man. It's very unfortunate. Oh, he's gone. I ever ran away crying after seeing evil shit. Yeah. You can just tell. It's bad vibes. Van needs a knockout. I'm not saying he will get one. Yeah, he's not going to get one. That chin's way too tough. It's sad but true, man. I really hope he wins, though. I really do. But I'm not having hope this time around. Van's route to victory is a KO. I agree. Pantoja's a tank. Van is hard to sub. Do we know that? Shirez almost got him in a sub. Shirez nearly subbed him, dude. Freddy versus Jason. Oh yeah, that's right. That's a classic. Last good Halloween movie. I mean, there's plenty of good horror movies after that one. Black Phone was a really good movie. Hollywood been running out of ideas. Yeah, I think that's the fault of the big Hollywood people. I don't think that's the fault of the producers necessarily. I mean, that isn't the fault of the directors and the ideas people necessarily. I think the studios just don't want good shit being shown on screen. They want cash grabs. Go to Devil's Tree website. They tried burning it, cutting it down, and blowing it up. Everything failed with pictures and scars. Evil fucking tree. Tear it out by the roots. But yeah, I think Pantoja's going to sub Joshua Van eventually. He's just going to take him down too much, man. He takes everybody down. Unless Van can stuff every takedown, which I'm not sure he will. Worse guys have gotten him down. I don't think he has a chance. I think Pantoja's going to sub him in round 3. Very sad. I hope it doesn't happen though. And then we got Merab Dawalish Wheelie. I will say, like, if some of the underdogs win here, I'll actually be happy because there are a lot of underdogs I'm not picking, but I'm rooting for. So, yeah, I really hope some of these underdogs win, but if not, that's all right. This card is a must sleep through. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, especially the main event, dude. Once you're done with Pantoja versus Van, just fucking skip this. Merab Dvalishvili taking on Peter Yan a second time. He's such a goat, bantamweight goat, Merab Dvalishvili. He's now having a title rematch against a dude he fucking dominated for 25 minutes. What is there to say? Peter Yan, he beat Marcus McGee, great. He beat Figgy, great. He beat Yadong, great. None of those guys are Merab. Got smushed by Merab. Takedown defense is bad. He's just a tiny motherfucker. Dvalishvili is going to keep shooting for the hips until he gets it. Even if Van stuffs the takedowns, Dvalishvili is going to get him down over and over again. He's going to keep shooting the takedowns because he's on EPO. And he's just going to get Yan down and with no damage, and that will win him the rounds. He might make it competitive with Yan on the feet. He might hit Peter Yan with some clean shots and show that his striking's better, which is really the death nail for Peter Yan. Merab's striking has improved. If Merab wanted to, he could do this. He could win this fight entirely on the feet. He could win this fight entirely on the feet and just fucking beat the shit out of Peter Yan. He beat the fuck out of Umar. He beat up Corey Sandhagen. He could beat up anybody now. His striking fundamentals are fantastic. He can use the takedown to get insane damage on the feet. And Peter Yan's just going to take it. He's going to take it real good up the ass. And Dvalishvili is going to grab the legs. Down goes Yan. He gets up. Down goes Yan. He gets up. Down goes Yan. What is there to say? I don't think he's going to sub Peter Yan because Yan has good enough grappling fundamentals that he'd never allow something like that to happen against Merab Dvalishvili. But hey, he's going to fail takedowns over and over Merab until Peter Yan gasses out. And maybe Yan wins a round, but I think Dvalishvili is it's just going to be a redo of the first fight. The bantamweight division is bad when this is what we're getting in a main event of a pay-per-view. Oh man, sad dude. Don't watch this shit. You might cry. Merab Dvalishvili by decision, 25 minutes of dominance once again, with maybe a little more striking. So yeah, that's the main event of this great card. Yan had a broken hand his entire fight with Merab and never threw it good once. Oh man. But Merab's getting better on the striking, so it might still end up being competitive. Champ Yan, though, imagine it, boys. I wish. I really wish. I will punt Merab if he smooches our boy again. I swear to God. He will. He will. He'll give Umar a big smacker on the cheek, dude. And Peter Yan. He's got a very beautiful face, so I wouldn't blame him. Hank Champ Yan. Why are we not hyped for this chance? Because it's impossible. Because it's impossible, Vinny the Guinea. Because his chances are next to zero. Maybe 5%. That's all he's got. It's not happening. And you know, Vinny, you might have a point. It's the ones that you don't see coming that always happen. It's the ones that seem impossible that end up happening, right? People never thought I'd be president. They never thought I'd be president. But I became president. I became president 2 times, and I was the underdog twice. And I had fascist dictatorship with couch fucker J.D. Vance and little Elon jumping around on stage, and I still won an election. Isn't that great? So anything can happen. Your dreams come true. The most impossible of scenarios. And you can still find a way to win, right? As long as you rig the elections enough, anything is possible. And on roids, dude, he could Pereira Merab. I wish. Little Villan doing his dabs, right? Little Villan taking steroids, and we like that. Little Villan on steroids destroys Peter Yan. Great. He's got the dabs. He's got the habaneros. He has Firosa on his side, and he's also on roids. He could probably knock out Merab like Henry Cejudo did. Remember Henry? Little Henry is what we call him. Little C. Not the triple C. It's the little C. He's the size of a midget, and Peyton Talbot smushes him, right? Then possible of scenarios, right? It's anything is within anything is within a chance. Within a chance. What an intro. Anything is within your reach. Can you do a Bruce Buffer intro impression? What of intro? Oh God. Oh God. Let me think. For those in attendance and those watching around the world, it's time! 5 rounds in the UFC bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the live chat. He stands 6'2" tall, hailing from Miami Beach, Florida. The Dab Master, Vinny the Kitty! And introducing in the red corner, fighting out of Lived Up, California, the Jewish monster / banker. He is a Mossad agent. Give it up for Hank the Machine Tank Davis. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Dan Mergliotta. Ladies and gentlemen, we are no longer live!